of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Look at, I have to show you. Did you see it? I fell. I was having trouble with my knee anyway, and I think my whole leg gave out, and that went away. That really did.
I have no remarks tonight. Does anybody else have any remarks?
I have plenty, but I'll keep them to myself.
Just to say that we continue to struggle with working on the budget, and we're continuing to meet with our neighboring towns to look at their budgets and how they function and try to bring ours a little bit more into line. We have no one here for public participation because we only have Mike here, and he'll ask questions at the end of the meeting, so let's go on to approval of minutes.
Can I have additions to the agenda?
Yeah.
Because I have an EOC inventory that Annette Royden, our EMD, did, and needs signature of the chair. And you let me find out where.
Is it on here?
I think that's the one, the DE. Oh, no, here it is, right here.
I was going to say this.
Here it is, right here.
Okay, with a motion, I will sign.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to sign the inventory slip for the Emergency Management Director. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
There you go.
Thank you.
You want to bring up approval for the treasurer?
Yes.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we authorize the treasurer and her assistant to attend a payroll seminar on Wednesday.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to authorize the treasurer and her assistant to attend the payroll seminar in Rutland on Wednesday. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anything else? We can do the
No.
rescue contracts on the agenda, so we'll
Yep.
wait for that. Okay. Make a motion to approve the minutes of November 12th.
Madam Chair, so moved. As presented.
You're going to have to second and vote, because I can't.
Oh, then it won't work.
Okay, you have to have
three.
three.
You have to save it for the next meeting.
Okay, so table, which one, November?
Table 12.
November 12th.
November 12th, okay.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of November 18th.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of November 18th as presented. All those in
Yes.
favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
November 20th.
Yes. So moved.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of November 20th. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And if you make a note, Katrina will approve the minutes of November 12th at our next meeting.
Yep.
Okay.
Billy didn't want it. I got a question. Did you sign them? Because they needed a third signature here. I had a question about it, because on them, and I don't know the names of who they were, but they were like 38 hours and 2 hours sick, just to get 40 hours. Is that how that works? I mean, and another one was 39 hours with 1 hour sick. I mean, is that acceptable? I don't know. I mean, and maybe I should just go talk to the person.
We've talked to the department.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would talk to the department head. I mean, you know, I don't know what 1 hour sick is. Maybe they could have gone to a doctor's appointment and taken an hour's sick time, or
Yeah, I mean, I don't get
left
why
early
that's
'cause they
written
weren't
like
feeling
that.
well, you know, so
Yeah.
I don't know what the circumstances are.
I have a question too, and I'm sorry that I started it. I'm jumping down if I'm sorry. In the Comcast bill, for the town office, there's a $29.95 television charge, a $94.90 increment charge. And I thought in the government building, we didn't have to pay those charges, but the cable came in for free. I just think we ought to check into that.
Yeah, let's ask Sally about it.
I want to know who has TV. Why we have a TV while we're working?
I think,
Town clerk just got it this morning, the first time in months, so she can watch the news, but they've been saying it was coming for a long time.
Well, the point is why is
Why a
it,
TV?
and why work, I mean,
They've had it in other years, different places, she just wants to watch the news.
Different places where?
Here,
But-
treasurer's office,
but still,
town clerk's
it
office.
shouldn't be charged,
No,
because
she
they
shouldn't
shouldn't
be
charge. That's my,
charged.
that's my question, is why
No.
are we being charged? Well, that's silly.
We'll check into that.
Other than that, Madam Chair, I move that we approve the following bills and warrants. 11 SG accounts payable for $38,640.66. Number 47 as payroll for $12,352.04. And number 48 as payroll for $11,973.16.
second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve and pay warrants 11 SG for accounts payable, $38,640.66. 47S payroll for $12,352.04. 48S payroll for $11,973.16. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. And I have the right, Madam Chair, to ask a question about any TV or anything because, without getting my head bit off. Thank you.
And you do that.
I do.
Okay, old business, rescue contract?
Yeah, and get it right there.
Yep.
Madam Chair, I move that we sign the rescue, contract with rescue for this year.
I'll second
It's been moved and seconded to sign the contract with rescue for this year. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Is that for
Aye.
this year or 2000 and,
Or
14.
2014? Okay,
Well, it is almost this year.
I know. Thank you.
Okay, we are going to go into executive session now and have a quick discussion on our meeting Thursday.
All right, Madam Chair, this is contractual.
Mhm.
I make a motion that we go into executive session on a contractual matter. Disclosure of this matter may be detrimental to the town and the companies involved.
Second, sorry.
It's been moved and
Forget
seconded to
I'm
go into
the only
executive
one.
session on a contractual matter, the disclosure of which at this time might be detrimental to the town and/or individuals involved. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And
Here we go.
Phyllis from the Lister's office can stay.
Yeah, okay.
Bill and Carol were planning on coming, so, but we weren't sure what it was all about, whether it was something that you were updating on the meeting that we had today, or
Today's meeting had nothing to do with us.
you were part of that,
No.
yeah.
No,
No.
it's really kind of just a discussion of what we're going to discuss when they come on Thursday.
So it really has nothing to do with auditors or
On
listers.
Wednesday.
So
I
enter
mean,
in with
You know,
listers.
no secrets, I think,
Okay.
you know,
I'll
nothing in hiding.
Amend that motion.
Mhm.
6:41?
Right on.
And if,
Sandy?
when they come in, if we're still in executive session, want to just tell them to come on in?
I will do so.
We went into executive session at 6:41, came out at 8:31.
Good
No action
Lord.
taken. Okay, set schedule for further budget meetings.
And Carol, I don't hold it against you.
Okay.
Okay, I see you have up there 12:10.
Well, I do, only because going by the past, we've done it, try to do it on Tuesdays. So that would be the next Tuesday. Be the next
Okay,
Tuesday.
why don't we start on those 2 Tuesdays and start bringing everybody back in and see if they've gone back through their budgets and made any different changes.
Okay. So now who do you like to?
I really don't want to have them sit here and continuously discuss this and that, you know, I got it the first time. I'd like to have them come in and say, yes, I cut this, and that's
Right.
why. That's all I want.
Are you gonna, give them any more direction on anybody in particular's budget you want to cut, or you want all of them to continue to cut?
I want all of them to continue to look at their budgets and find every bit of rearranging schedules, whatever they can do to save money.
Okay.
Yeah, because what about, what,
Just tell us.
yeah. We need to be,
Okay, we don't need to bring in everybody. We don't need to bring in the treasurer's office.
no, I mean, for us, the board to discuss things, you know, like do another budget thing workshop with us, because I mean, are we going to do, as we said, about cutting this and cutting that?
Yeah, we only made it halfway through last time.
Right.
Yeah. I think we should do that first.
Okay, so let's do Tuesday the 10th for a select board budget meeting.
Yeah. So that when they say, no, I haven't cut anything, we can say, well, wait a minute, this is what we found. That we,
And then why don't we wait
And see who you want
and
to have.
see who we want to have?
Who you want to bring
Absolutely.
back in.
yep,
Because we can warn the meeting in a week.
yep.
Okay, so we'll know we're scheduled for 6 o'clock on Tuesday.
And it's just a
September.
workshop.
Yes, yeah.
Mike, how are you tonight? Good, thanks.
And by the way, you did that. Great. Thank you. I'm not kidding. It needed to be said.
I know you can't get into much of this, but I wonder if you can just give me a general update on your meetings, your talks with Energy, what's happening, I mean, how many you've had so far, and, you know, that sort of thing.
This
Who'd
will be our
warn
first
him?
formal meeting,
Oh,
Tuesday.
I thought you'd sat down with them face to face.
I did face-to-face because I was the only one who could make it that day, and just basically said where we would like to go. We would like to look at continuing our contract that we have with them now for 1 year, and then go into, you know, an assessment of what Safe Store is and the value of Safe Store, and maybe do a depreciating value over a 5 to 10 year period. They're coming Thursday with a proposal and a plan for 1 year, and we're going to discuss that, and then we're going to go from there.
So, in your, ideally, what is the agreement you have, the tax, what do you call that agreement?
We had a tax stabilization agreement for 10 years with what was first Vermont Yankee that rolled over to Entergy. And what it did was it started the plan at a certain value, and it depreciated slowly every year over 10 years till it came to a $300 million value.
That's what it's been.
And that's what it's been for the last 2 years. So what happened, because the license extension hadn't been granted and everything was kind of up in limbo, we signed a 1 year contract for 1 more year at the $300 million. And then we did that again last year. Now that the plant's closing, it's a different world we're living in. So we're looking to sign another year's agreement to kind of give us some time, because none of us know what Safe Store means as far as evaluation for a Safe Store plant. So it's going to take some time, research, and professional help for us to figure that out. So what we want to do is just extend our contract for 1 more year, and then go into a 5 to 10 year tax stabilization agreement.
Can I say something? You know, we authorized her to go and speak on our behalf.
Okay.
I just want that known.
That would keep the value.
She didn't do it behind the back.
Another year is what you're asking.
That's what we're going to negotiate. That's what we're going to negotiate.
So on Thursday, this is the first meeting of the select board,
Of the entire select board with the tax people from New Orleans,
and the listers as well, or just?
and the listers as well.
And I assume that's executive session, or should I not assume that?
Yes, it will be executive session, because a contractual matter is always executive session until there's an agreement made. and then it becomes public. And that's for the protection of the town and the people we're negotiating with, whoever that is.
I mean, the state's talking with energy about decommissioning in general,
Mm-hmm.
these high-level talks they keep talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about taxes specifically, but you're also, it sounds like, talking about those sort of decommissioning issues too, right?
Well, we're talking about, I mean, right now, we know the plant's gonna go into Safe Store. So we're talking about having an agreement with Safe Store
And what that would mean for the taxpayers.
for the taxpayers. I mean, Safe Store is a federal law. So the state can negotiate all they want, but at the end of the day, federal law supersedes state law. So we're working on the fact that right now, the plan is to go into Safe Store. And, you know, we have limited resources in a small community, so the best we can do is try to develop a future plan.
Last thing on that, you gotta have a budget together at some point.
Mhm.
When do you feel like you have to have an answer on this from Entergy? I mean,
As soon as we can.
yeah.
As soon as we can, and I expressed that when I met with them. Because and you know, no matter what happens with our contract with Entergy, there's still gonna have to be cuts. And into the out years, there are gonna be cuts. So our negotiations will depend on how fast or how slow we can make changes in the community.
That's an important point, because I don't wanna imply or have anybody assume that just because if that agreement is in fact extended as it currently is for another year, that doesn't mean that you can just, or does it mean you can just keep your budget as it is and go, hey, we're gold for another year?
No, because I think the one thing that this process has taught us is, you know, everybody has always said that Vernon spends too much money. And one thing that this process has taught us is we are top-heavy, and there are changes that need to be made. And there are changes needed to be made to prepare for a decreasing tax revenue, you know. You've heard before, we've talked about turning our pension plan from a defined benefit to a 457. You know, we can't have the taxpayer in a small community like Vernon on the hook if the market doesn't do well. It's not that the town doesn't want to put money into somebody's pension, but we want to protect the taxpayer from the exorbitant cost of a bad market, which is what happened to us last year when we had to come up with $500,000. And in a community our size, we're not going to be able to come up with that money when we don't have a Vermont Yankee to help pay it. So there are things like that we're trying to prepare. One of the simple things we want to do is this parking lot needs to be paved. Well, once it's paved, it's good for 25 years. So, you know, let's try to put our money into doing the things that need to be done that will last us many, many years before it needs to be done, and then that gives us the opportunity to save little bits at a time instead of big amounts at a time.
Thank you.
So, you know, no matter what happens with our negotiations with Entergy, we still know what the future is, and we're gonna still continue building a budget process, or continue the budget process, looking towards the future and a depreciating tax revenue.
The bottom line is the voters.
And the bottom line is the voters. Every single bit of this is gonna be brought to the voters at town meeting.
They'll make a decision.
And they will make the decision on we're gonna bring them the information, we're doing the research, we're not making any of the decisions. We're bringing it to the taxpayer. We will have a public forum, and we will probably, I'd say, next meeting or by the end of December, we'll have a date for that public meeting.
Oh,
We'll have, you know, because again, we're trying to accumulate all of this research before you can't set a date for a public meeting when we don't have all the answers yet. So as soon as we do that, we will set a date to have a public meeting. We'll bring the taxpayers in, we'll explain to them what's going on with the budget, give them food for thought so they can go home and think about some of the things that we're putting on the table. And then when we go to town meeting, we will again give these ideas to the taxpayer and let them know if they choose to not cut this, this is what it's going to cost us without a Vermont Yankee paying the bill.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. Everyone in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Yeah.